Another team enters the Juan Soto race. Francisco Lindor gets snubbed, and the Mets add some minor league depth at first base. Welcome back to MetCast Friends. As always, I am Ray. If you're enjoying our content, please like and subscribe. It helps grow the channel. But as always, let's get right into it. The MVP voting comes out. And of course, like many suspected, Francisco Lindor ends up coming in second place to the immortal Shohei Ohtani. Now, I understand I might be coming in with some blue goggles, per se. But for me, an MVP of the league, of a team, can't only just be a designated hitter. The guy doesn't play the field whatsoever. And if you look at the metrics at the shortstop position, Francisco Lindor's right up the top with the best of them. I want to get into a video that we heard on MLB Network that I'm going to pull up for you in one sec and let them tell you about what Francisco Lindor did this past season, and we'll comment on it right after.
This is the next day after that terrible loss to the Dodgers. Starts off the game. This is what he does, setting the table, starting with a base hit, and then gets himself a bag. Lindor just could beat you in so many different ways. This is the same game. Next time up, getting on top of a fastball, hits it out of the ballpark. Set the table, clear the table, whatever you need done, that's Lindor. Same game, next time up. That's a sweet swing there to start a rally. Not done yet. Next time up, need a base hit with man on second? There you go. The Mets wound up winning this game. Francisco Lindor led them. And how about his power? He hit some of the most meaningful, important home runs you will see. One-run game, Cole on the mound. See you. How about another Cy Young pitcher on the mound? Chris Sale, one-run game. Bang! Another one out. One more for you. Another one-run game. Ryan Nelson on the mound. Taking him out. Yard. The Mets were 25-4 when Lindor hit a home run. 25-4. And you got to think about the last weekend of the regular season. The Mets need to win to get into the postseason. How about the game in Milwaukee? Remember, he was on the IL for about 9 days with a bad back. Starts it off with a walk. First pitch, steals second base. Yeah. Setting the tone, scores in a base hit. Yes. That's a guy who sets the tone. He's not done yet. Scored easily on that hit. Great read on that ball,
I'm digging his fashion changes, too. He's feeling himself.
Not done yet. Now he gets a big two-run knock to push the lead from 2 runs to 4 runs. Not done yet either. How about a home run to really put the game out?
Oh, yes.
I mean, then you talk about the next day they go to Atlanta, right? They're down to their last 2 outs. They need to win this game. Runner on base, down 1 run. Bang. See ya. I mean, this guy came up big in every situation, whatever the Mets need.
And the worst part about it is they're not even talking about what he did in the field. What a magical season for Francisco Lindor. In my eyes, he got snubbed. He should have been the league MVP. I know how magical Ohtani's season was, but for me, it's hard to only play half of the game, not be responsible for any part of the defensive aspect of the game, which is a huge part in baseball and can change games, and give the MVP to somebody like that. That is just me. Maybe you guys feel different. Maybe you want to tell me in the comments that I'm wrong, but that's enough on the Francisco Lindor front. We had another report as of today. This actually came from us, from one of our sources, in regard to Blake Snell. Now, Blake Snell is a pitcher that I would love for the Mets to get. I know the sentiment is that he is only a 5-inning pitcher. I get it, but he pitches big. He's got a Cy Young under his belt. He got screwed last year by his agent, Scott Boras, who obviously is the same agent as Pete Alonso and Juan Soto. But here's the report for us as of today. As of right now, we are told that the Mets have not expressed interest in starting pitcher Blake Snell. That could change as we head into the winter meetings. But as of right now, the Mets, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, and several other teams have checked in, including the Giants. It's one thing we confirmed earlier. I hope the Mets do get involved. What I'm hoping is that the Mets are so locked in on Juan Soto right now. Maybe that's not a part of what they're looking to do as of right now. Juan Soto, we know, is holding up the market, but that hasn't stopped other teams from checking in. We also saw the same teams check in pretty much on Corbin Burnes as well, and that's one thing that makes me a little nervous is I thought we were going to be right in the mix of things when it came to Corbin Burnes, but it turns out Doesn't look like the Mets are interested in that. You know, you have Manaea out there. You have Max Fried out there. You have Severino out there. You have Jack Flaherty out there. Sean Manaea, obviously, and Walker Buehler. But for me, you pretty much have Manaea, Blake Snell, and Corbin Burns right at the top. Probably Manaea is a tick below them. And then it's a massive drop-off. I mean, Jack Flaherty is the only pitcher on that entire list that is still in his 20s, and he's 29 years old. I would like for the Mets to explore maybe a Max Fried type. I know the potential that he has and what he could contribute to our team, but when you look at our starting staff, we got Kodai Senga, David Peterson, and that's pretty much it. So maybe Brandon Sproat gets a fifth starter role. Maybe they bring back Quintana, but there's a lot of work to be done to this roster. Now, I told you that the Mets did add a free agent. Some Mets fans are, if it doesn't work out with Alonso, maybe this will be the guy. But no. Meneses from Washington, 13 games in each of the last 2 seasons with Nationals, 56 games in 2022. He's a 600 OPS guy. He is the ultimate, we got the old Yankees first baseman a couple years ago. That's kind of the role he's going to take. If he's playing on this team at all, we're in some deep what. That's how I look at it. And then the other news, the last news of the day, coming via John Heyman. John Heyman talked about another team that is getting involved in the Philly sweepstakes. So much for us meeting with all the teams meeting that 1 week, the Dodgers, the Red Sox, the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and the Mets, and that's pretty much it. Who's going to be meeting with Soto? Turns out that is a bunch of crap too. Let's listen in.
I wonder if Philly is the town for him. I think he likes the organization. He likes the team. They do spend. They do want to win. So, I think they're happy to do the meeting, happy to consider it. Can't blame them. I wonder if Philly.
And that's
is
pretty
the
much
town
it. It's the
for
Philadelphia
him.
Phillies, who we kind of heard coming into the year, the season, that they were going to be involved with him. And by taking them so seriously, I don't know. He says they want to win more than any team. I'm not necessarily sold on that. But they have a big payroll already as it is. But last thing we want to see is Juan Soto going in division. Now, another player that was reported today that is available is Cody Bellinger. He's going to be a lot of teams' fallback option who potentially miss out on Juan Soto. He could play a little bit of the outfield. He's a first baseman. Some Met fans were saying, the Mets should be interested in him in regard to first base if they miss out on Pete Alonso. I'll tell you this. If the Mets miss out on Pete Alonso, that is because the Mets did not want him. Alonso has made it clear as day that he wants to be a New York Met. He has said it time and time again how much he loves playing in Queens. Now, if they don't project him far out, which a lot of people have alluded to in regard to David Stearns, he doesn't see him as a 6, 7, 8 year option for the Mets. You can counter that with saying, the Mets offered him a 6+ year extension, potentially 7, as Will Salmon said, prior to the season starting. So that's where we're at today, Mets fans. Hopefully we get some news that trickles in. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think Francisco Lindor got snubbed? What are other bench pieces or depth pieces the Mets should be adding to this roster? Siri is going to probably be on the major league roster, but I would like to see that a little bit upgraded if we can. What is McNeil's role going to be on this team? Are the Mets going to be going young, or, instead of adding a ton of free agents this offseason? It remains to be seen, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As things trickle in, we will continue to bring the content. Thank you so much for hanging around, and as always, peace.